Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. This is episode 131, and I'm your host, Joe Goodberry. The Bengals are essentially eliminated out of it. Not all but eliminated. I guess there's still a 1 or 2% chance, depending on which model you look at. But at this point, the way everyone's talking, and not just fans, I mean the players and coaches, they understand the situation. So what does that look like for us? I was thinking, man, Burrow put together another really strong performance, off script, making plays, navigating, moving within the pocket, all the things we've looked for and wanted to see in a very great year for him. I mean, honestly, it's an MVP season. It's been said enough that what he's doing, if this team was winning, it'd be a season to remember with him. So it stinks that that's happening. And I was thinking, well, we can do a Burrow episode, but no, I don't even know if it's worth it. I think maybe at the end of the year, we can do a whole recap of the season, maybe his best throws, best plays, things like that. He's still playing lights out, but clearly the defense is at an unsustainable level. I mean, I don't know how you can have the two pairing together. It's such a rare thing to have a top 5 offense and a bottom 5 defense, and just to watch it work and the type of games you end up in. And now they're 1-7 this year in 1-score games, which typically the last few years they've been coin flip in 1-score games, 5-4 records. This year, just absolutely getting beat in all of them and just losing them at the end and not able to make one more play. And it's not always the defense. It's been special teams. It's been offense. The Steelers game may have been all of that wrapped into one at the end. I know the defense was terrible throughout. So, that they get the blame for sure. Maybe not special teams so much this time around. Either way. So what do we do now? What do we do now for the final? Well, I guess we still have this week. So 6 episodes and reviews, for the rest of the season. What do we do? And it's evaluation mode. And I've talked about it quite a few times. And what we'll look at today is one of the things I was excited to watch in this game. It's the first time the Bengals played the Steelers this year. And I thought the rookie draft class, the 2024 draft class for the Bengals, was a direct answer to a team like the Steelers and to the AFC North teams. They started that with a big right tackle. You got to block TJ Watt. 2 defensive tackles, second and third round. You got to defend the run, a nose tackle in McKinley Jackson, a run defending defensive tackle in Chris Jenkins. Eric All, I think, would have enhanced their run game to another level. I wish we could have seen him all year. I think that helps what they want to do in the run game in the AFC North. Drafted 2 tight ends, right? So that makes you more multiple, even though we haven't seen Tanner McLaughlin, and maybe we will as the season goes on and goes to the end of the, evaluation mode from here on out. I hope they're in it. It feels like they made a change. They took Cordell Wilson out and put Cody Ford in. They put Jordan Battle in instead of Von Bell. Were those moves to try and create a spark and get them over the hump and back into this thing, or were they evaluation type moves? I guess we'll see the next few going forward. But because I was excited about this matchup with the Steelers in terms of watching that rookie class, I figured today's film episode will be, do the Bengals have their right tackle of the future? And I think clearly we're going to say yes, but how did he play against TJ Watt? How did Amarius Mims look? How did the Bengals treat him? We know how you can guess how they treated Watt, and there'll be a lot of that talk in the film review. But can you come away from this game saying we're good at that spot? Can you come away from this game saying we've got a neutralizer for TJ Watt now? Great. All our prayers have been answered. Or is there more nuance to it? Is there more gray? It's not so black and white. And of course, that's the answer. So let's head to the film Without me talking so much more. And just get to it. Sorry, I'm not excited enough. I should be more excited. I like the evaluation season. I didn't want to be here yet, but here we are. Let's put on the tape and let's see how Mims looks. Starting us off, Amarius Mims, number 71. Of course he is. He plays right tackle, and right tackle wears 71 in Cincinnati. And first thing you'll notice right there is, hey, he didn't block TJ Watt. Yeah, that's right. Watt went into coverage. Watt dropped back. That's him right here. So sometimes you got to block the defensive tackle that scrapes over. And then meanwhile, there's still guys getting into Joe Burrow, and he's going to have to run out, and I'm already making a mess of the screen. So let's not do that. Burrow steps up, throws it off platform as he did so many times in this game. There's the other angle of it. And you see Mims over here while we're focusing on Mims. Very balanced. You can see he's almost still looking, make sure Watt's not coming afterwards. As we saw that when we watched Georgia tape. Very balanced, patient athlete. It's really not an issue for him to casually slide, use those long arms, just give you punch after punch after punch. At sometimes I want him to be a little more physical and that punch land a little bit harder. But I think that's all with becoming a veteran. He's still very young. This time, Watt goes from being outside sample to going almost directly just off the shoulder of Mims inside. And we got a run play this way, I believe. And if you want to watch, get a look at Alex Kappa here as I go back and bring it back. Watch Kappa just get blown up by Keanu Benton, I believe is 95. Oh my. Not ideal. It's not what you want to see. Right into your first round pick's legs. There's Watt toying inside. You're going to see that a lot with him. He's going to get, if you ever hear me talking about or hear people talking about like chipped or extra attention, it's usually you got a running back or a tight end coming over to help out with an elite pass rusher like TJ Watt. So Watt's going to do a little bit. He'll dance inside. He'll come out this way. He'll even jump all the way in this way. He's got to keep it moving because he only really rushes from one side. You will see a few snaps where he comes from the other side, but largely 95% of the time he's on our right side if we're the offense, defensive left side. So he's got to do a lot of movement. And the Bengals got a play action to the left. So Mims down blocked again, took on the defensive tackle. We kind of left TJ Watt wide open. I want to say Burrow is trying to read this corner because we have a flag route. And then underneath, we've got something into the flats. And depending on what that corner does, Burrow's going to throw it. And he quickly gives it to, and if these guys aren't open, you've got Jamar Chase coming across the middle here, wide open, and which would have been a big play. You're actually going to see the safety up here fall as soon as Burrow makes his decision to, which is interesting. But Drew Sample's not going to give you much after the catch. Fine blocker, just not much there. All right, now we get a actual situation maybe here. You know, we see we're in pass protection. You can see the way there's no tight end over here to help out Mims. But let's watch Chase Brown and see if he's going to come up and help Mims out on TJ Watt. And you're going to see this a bunch. This is what good teams do. They're going to run this running back right on the hip, right as close as you can get to your tackle. And the Chiefs did this a ton with Orlando Brown Jr. But by doing that, by running him so close, Watt can't run the arc. He's got to actually come in and go through the much, much bigger Amarius Mims. So you're flaring out your running back so close to the offensive tackle to give him help. This wouldn't be considered a chip. Wouldn't be considered actually physically helping out Mims. But by cutting his route so close, you are helping him. And I'll go back so we can watch it in full speed. That's why Watt tries to go through him with the power. And the ball's out quickly. Again, now it looks like there's no help over there, right? Now there's no running back. There's no tight end. Let me go back one more time here. There we go. Hands got to his face just a little bit, but still you're in a good position here, even after Watt knocks that hand down, because if you run, I'm going to try and get a blank space here, but if the quarterback is here, you can run him around here. If you're an offensive tackle, you can run your guys around the arc. As long as the quarterback can move within the pocket, that's fine. If he beats you cleanly or inside, those are problems. So here I would say Watt got run around the arc and Burrow's stepping up and running out and trying to see if he can find someone open to make a play here, which he does. He finds T. Higgins, throws off balance again. T with the double clutch. I thought T's hands were loose again. One play I thought could have been a fumble. Another play, he just straight up drops it. Nice combo block here from Kappa and Mims. Watch Mims help out with 99. That's Ogunjobi. And then he's going to climb up and get a Landon Roberts at linebacker. This is one of the best blocks Mims has had in run blocking all year. You see that? He's going to push Ogunjobi. He's going to get to the linebacker. And now Chase Brown's off. That's a good run. Great execution. They're fired up. You see him high-fiving. And I say that it doesn't look that impressive. I had someone say this on Twitter because I posted that on Twitter as well. Hey, that doesn't look that impressive. You're telling me that's one of Mims' best blocks on the year? Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of good run blocks. The run blocking even on tape at Georgia wasn't very good either. He just doesn't, he's not moving at full speed ever. And that's a good one right there. All right, so let's watch Mims on this one as well. Another good run block. He's going to dig this guy out and seal him off. We got a nice lane, and Chase Brown is off to the races, just going to get caught short. And the Bengals will punch it in for a touchdown. But Mims with a good block. I'm going to go back for a second there and see if you can watch the whole thing now that you know which play it is. Let's eye Mims just a little bit more here, because the defensive tackle, I think it was Ogunjobi, started off on this shoulder and then is going to try and take this path. That's where Mims wants to take him anyway, so this helps out. So let's get him over here and let's seal him off and create a lane. And he does that. You get underneath him for a big guy and then control him. That's a great job. That's why Ogunjobi doesn't grade very well. We know he's a good player and an impactful player, but if you use like PFF and things like that, he never grades well because he's a bit of a wild card, especially in the run game. Got a blitz coming from the inside. Let's not try to worry about that. And let's just focus on Mims versus Preston Smith on the outside here. Preston with the nice little swipe and then running the arc. This isn't really, like, I've seen people say, well, Preston Smith beat Mims. And you got to remember, when you've got bodies on the inside of you like this, it is really hard to flip your hips and run the arc and push the guy all the way outside, because these guys inside like this, you'd have to really win and win early, but he doesn't. So it's really hard for him to recover here. And this is what I was talking about. Like, there's almost three angles you can take. You can take this one, you can go inside, or you can win cleanly and flatten to the quarterback. And Preston Smith does win early here, just enough for Burrow to get the ball off, and then we get some penalties down the field. So eyes back on 71. Drew Sample's going to leave him, and it's a play action play, kind of an RPO maybe. Not much to see. There's a lot of plays. Here's what you're going to see if you're wondering so far through this. Lots of plays where you wouldn't say that Mims and Watt go one-on-one and it's just a clear straight up, you get a chance to rush the passer. We're only going to get a couple. All right. Is Sample going to help out here? We got a blitz coming that way to maybe free him up. Nope. We're going to help out. We're going to push Watt directly into Mims. Try and go through the big guy. It's a great plan. And Burrow's going to take off to the left, pick up the first down with a slide, and we're going to keep it moving. So again, what do we do at the snap here? Chase Brown, I wanted to pause it at the snap. Chase Brown lined up pretty much directly over him. I think that's Jamar Chase in the backfield, if you're wondering why Brown's out that way. So Chase Brown's going to go with the push. Okay, now Mims, now you get your chance to block him. And Brown released for it and got the first down. So it makes the job so much easier for Mims when you have this chip help here. And again, we've got both Chase Brown on this side and Drew Sample. Let's see what they do. It's Drew Sample first. Let Mims get set up and get ready. Now Watt's got to come that way, and the ball's already out. So they're just, at this point, not letting TJ Watt affect them. And what do the Steelers do? They bring TJ Watt to this side. And I think this is Nick Herbig instead, who's going to drop into coverage. So Watt's going to take his chance versus Orlando Brown Jr., which, to be honest with you, when we get to the end of this, we'll talk about it. Maybe Orlando Brown shouldn't be playing right now. Doesn't look so healthy. I think he does okay here. My eyes are back on Mims, by the way. Mims is going to get Keanu Benton as we're sliding the protection completely left. And we're going to end up with, I think it's Patrick Queen, yeah, bowling over Drew Sample and getting the pressure in the hold on. We got chip help again. Did you see? Chase Brown's going to get in, get under the ribs. We tried to swat and run the arc. Not going to get that chance from TJ Watt. And instead, the ball's out to Gesicki, one-on-one with Patrick Queen on him. Easy win for Gesicki. I'd like to bring him back again. All right, Mims versus Watt. This is actually a chance to actually set and block him. This is, I said we only get a couple. Here's the first one. No chip help. So we'll start back over again. I think you can already tell what happens. Watt is going to fake like he's going upfield, and he's going to go inside. So like I said, there's 3 ways to do it, right? You can run the arc. You can try and beat him with a move right here, or you jump back inside and try and win inside. And Watt does this very well. As soon as he sees that opportunity that you have to overset now because you don't have help, he's going to dip inside in front of you, and Watt wins. And you know what, though? Here's something to point out. Like if you use pass block efficiency, how often do you give up pressures, hits, sacks versus how many pass blocking snaps you have? It's math, right? Mims is in the 96th percentile, which is pretty good. But Jonah Williams was always in the 96th percentile. And you may think like instantly, like, well, Mims looks so much better than Jonah. It's because Mims isn't letting up sacks. And sometimes it's just because you're big and strong and long. Like Mims is beaten here. The move that Watt went inside, he beat him, and he's flashing in front of Burrow. But why isn't this a sack? Because Mims can be still, 3 feet away from this guy and still have hands on him and still slow him down and disrupt him just enough where Jonah couldn't do that, and allows Burrow to escape, buy time, make a throw, a beautiful throw, a highlight throw for the touchdown. So a really nice play by Watt there. I really liked how he attacked the one hand. Kids, watch this. If you're a pass rusher in school, watch how he attacks the one hand, the inside. He's going to go inside here, and he's going to pin that up against Mims and then go inside. You really leaves you without any recourse for that lineman to get that hand back and get a good grip on him. So that's really good hand usage when we watch guys like Miles Murphy and that, and we do our evaluations. We're going to say, like, all right, these guys aren't using their hands the way TJ Watt is. Okay, Mims versus Watt again. We're going to get another chance again. Mims, I think he's thinking the ball's going to be out quick here. That's why he's going with the kind of the catch, the grab technique hand on both on the outside there. And he does well enough. Watt doesn't even really get a move off because he's trying to just get to the quarterback as fast as he can with an outside angle. You give him the arms, then you pull it away, and hopefully the balance of the two, you can slip underneath and get to him. He's unable to here. Flashes in front of Burrow. Sometimes that's enough to at least spook the quarterback. If it's a day where he's getting hit, for sure. We got a run play inside now. Look at him dig out, move Ogunjobi inside, and then lock him out. It's a really good run block. We've had probably 3 good run blocks by Amarius Mims in this game. I don't know if we've had a game where I would say he had 3 good run blocks. So this might be his best game. We might actually see a little bit of improvement from him. This time, I'm going to go with a different color. We are down blocking because we got a little play action, and we are pulling Cody Ford around to block. Bengals have done this. They probably do it once a game. It feels like maybe it's every other week. I don't know how many times it's worked. I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't feel like the ratio of big plays are worth it when the results are Cody Ford and Drew Sample blocking TJ Watt, and Burrow's holding the ball, tries to run, and gets strip sacked and recovered by the Steelers. Big game-changing play right here. That didn't have to happen. This is just and I don't hate the design and play call. You got to do these things sometimes because you got to play action. All right. But how do you really sell the play action, the fake? Pull that guard because these linebackers are reading the offensive line. So when they see a pulling guard, they're going to step up just a little bit. But then I want a quick throw. If I'm going to pull these guys inside or pull them this way, then I want to quickly throw backside in the area they vacated. In my mind, I don't want to end up holding it now because you did nothing. You pulled those guys up and then pulled them back. You did nothing by having the offensive lineman pull there. You do it to displace the linebackers, but it looked like we were looking deep the whole time. All right, we got Mike Gesicki on that side this time. Bengals don't use Gesicki to block a ton, but hey, he's going to chip here. He's going to do a little something. We wanted to run the arc this time and go fully outside for TJ Watt. Nope. We've got Gesicki and then Mims agile enough to sit with him. Oh, it's not Watt this time. This is Herbig. That's right. Watch the backside. If you think TJ Watt is a habitual line stepper doing too much all the time, Burrow has released this ball. Watt is right here. He does too much. He drives me crazy. Watch Watt after this. Come on. That is too much. You're doing too much. I don't want to see my quarterback's head snapping backwards. And everybody's Steelers fans saying I'm soft, but I don't need that. And there's multiple times, Gator rolling, hitting them too late. We're going to see another one coming up. All right, back on Mims. Run blocking. And what do we got again? He's getting Ogunjobi, man. Ogunjobi's not a good run defender. We know that. He's a penetrator in their two-gap running, two-gap style run defense. I don't like him in there. And because we would kill Joe Mixon, I know I would, if he had this happen, I'm going to make sure we point out Chase Brown. Hey, Chase Brown, I don't need you tripping over Andre Osavash. He doesn't trip very often at all. Chase Brown doesn't. Not in the way Mixon did, and we would rag on him and talk about him. All right. Drew Sample, we get a little chip help over here. A little shot to the ribs on Nick Herbig. Why are we rolling to the right? Yeah, no options over there. What are you going to dump it off to Drew Sample again? This is on that 3rd and 1. The 4th and 1 is when they bring Tanner Hudson underneath and get the false start. The false start. Burrow, sit in the pocket. You had time there. All right. Watt's back on Mims' side. So let's see here. As we have, you're not going to get much help. So I highlighted here what it looks like when you put two guys in the A gap. These two linebackers, and you walk them up into the A gap, I'm going to block inside out first. So that's why they bring Chase Brown in orange here, this orange line, even though I just did it in yellow. Chase Brown, Ted Karras, you've got the left side, you've got the right guy. Whichever one comes, we're going to pick it up. And that means inside guys, the guards have the defensive tackles, and Mims has Watt, and Brown has Herbig. Great. We've got 6. They've got 6 potentially. We're all blocked up if everyone picks up their guy. So let's see which one falls out. Karras's guy falls out. So we picked up everyone we needed to. Karras's guy falls out. Karras is going to peel over and help Chase Brown out now. Bam! Knock him down. But let's go back and watch Mims. Now, forget about the inside stuff, even when the drawings come up here. Let's just watch Mims versus Watt, because this is another one. This is only, this is rep number 2 or is this rep number 3 of a true passing situation. Watt's going to try and knock that outside hand down. He was trying to go for the outside swipe. It's not there. We got Mims locking him up. It looks like he's got him in a chokehold. Good patience and balance. Good punch. That's a good block. We'll take it. Joe Burrow scrambles, gets about 1 yard. Maybe 2, I think it was. 2 tight ends in the backfield. You're going to see this here. When we do have chip help or guys picking up the blitz, because we've got a blitz here, Hudson's trying to get over to help him out. Well, Hudson's also in Mims's way because Watt's running the arc here. So, we got to have better communication here. We can't be running into our own guys. We got to, have better idea of what we want to do there. This isn't so much on Mims as it is the protection called. They slid to the left when the blitz was coming to the right. So we've got to slide the right way. We've got to have the right protection, and we got to have better communication and spatial awareness between us. But Burrow, man, no feet on the ground. Lays it up. All right, Mims versus Watt again. That's a true pass rush situation again. It's maybe only number 4 of the game. We don't get many. So let's watch him. Watt's going with the long arm on the right, and then trying to lift the left. I don't like this. I don't feel like unless you fully execute getting that up and then ripping with the other, that'll work. But I don't know how often Watt actually gets that because I feel like Mims had a really good grip on him. But the sack happened so quick on the other side, we can't really tell how the play would have developed, I guess. Ford gets absolutely crushed by Cam Hayward, who's having a fantastic year again. What is it, year 15 for him? What a good player. Preston Smith versus Mims. Mims on his kick slide looks very good, patient, takes care of business there. That's what it looks like for a big guy. Often just let me get a punch on you. Let me just kind of stay in your way, put a shadow on you just a little bit like that. And Burrow rolling to the right, side arming it, off platform, off balance again. So far, Mims has looked really good against everyone. Other than Watt, I think Watt's been a 50-50 back and forth between the two. He gave up the one pressure early. Watt's trying to go power here, and Mims engulfs it, absorbs it. The ball comes out pretty quickly, but Mims does his job there. Watt goes all the way inside, ends up getting the sack here. Watch Watt. Watch how far he goes across. I wonder how much freedom he has because he comes all the way across, jumps up, and then the pocket collapses. This doesn't really go against the offensive line. That ball probably should have been out. All right. Watt's going to try and go inside on Mims here again. No outside help. So Mims is trying to get out there as fast as he can. He's trying to, kick slide and get out there. So Watt's going to try and use that against him and go back inside. I paused it right here as he's trying this arm over move. Let's see it again. Look how fast he gets out there. Just enough power on that punch to stone him. And that's when Watt turns into a wall. He's like, hey, I'm going to try and bat these balls. Drew Sample releasing right into Watt's legs or hip so that he can slow him down a little bit and then turn around and catch this check down. All right, again, they're showing blitz. We bring Chase Brown back in. We got Tanner Hudson over here to help potentially. Hudson's going to give him a chip and then release for this catch. This was part of the Bengals game plan, and it worked a ton. That chip help was going to hit and then be the check down. So, these are things they didn't do a ton. If you want to say what are things they've absorbed and changed in this offense, maybe it's part pitcher, maybe it's part of using Jake Browning last year. They have learned how to chip better and help out with their extra pieces, their running backs and their tight ends, and then still use those guys. This play sucked. Interception. This play also sucked. 2 in a row. Get the interception, and then you're going to see Nick Herbig, who I want to say had the highest pass rush win rate of all edge rushers in the 2023 draft. The Bengals drafted Myles Murphy. Herbig goes in the 4th round. Watch Herbig. I'm going to go back a little bit. So the Bengals are giving all this help to Amarius Mims, right? Maybe they should have given a little bit more to Orlando Brown Jr. Watch how he moves in this. Not picking on the guy, but yikes. That is stiff. I mean, at what point in the game should we say, you know what, Mims is doing okay? Maybe we should help out Orlando. He can't move. He's giving us everything he has, but he can't move. Lots of chip help over here. I'm back on Mims. See, there we go. There's Watt again. Doing a little too much, man. Let's eyes on Watt. Let's see when Burrow releases this ball. Let's see when Burrow really throttles it down here and releases. I mean, his neck snapping back again. Let's get it full speed here. See, that's too much. I need flags on that. We gotta stop this stuff. It's our quarterbacks. We're not gonna hit your quarterback like that. Don't hit ours. Mike Gesicki over here blocking. That ball's out. That's that catch to Yoshi. Yep. Hey, how about Jamar Chase getting in on the chip action? I like it. And he is a little check down there if they want it. So they did it with running backs. They did it with tight ends, multiple different tight ends. They did it with Jamar Chase. This is a real pass blocking situation here. No help over here. Let's watch Mims now. What is Watt going to do? He's going for the chop, the cross chop. He misses it. Mims has his hands in there. I mean, when he hits guys, they move, man. That's what we said since watching the Georgia tape. Those hands are impactful. I think we get another angle of it here. Yeah, he looks so smooth. I still think his upside's huge. Can't wait to see it. I hope we get the right O-line coach with him. Again, he's going to go with a right-hand punch. It's like the left one is underneath. He just wants to control. The right one he wants to stun you with. And that's why Watt keeps trying to lift it out of there. You see it here. He's grabbing a hold of it. I want to see that full speed. We got a hit on Joe Burrow. Let's see see at full speed, see how Watt gets around Mims here. Yeah, it's just controlling that outside arm is definitely what it is. It looks like Mims' feet stopped. We got multiple flags. I think this is the play where 3 flags on the field. Let's see it from this angle. I want to watch Mims' feet. Yeah, so he gets the hand lifted and the feet kind of stop. You see his angle. Mims was like right here, and now he's got to cut this right here. Instead of had the feet kept going, you probably make this a full angle. A full arc is what I want to say. Boom. Burrow directing traffic over there too. Watch him. Give you the what was it, the Chargers game? What a nut to take these hits. All right, back on Mims. He's got Sample over there with him. Sample is gonna okay, no block there for Mims. Touchdown to T. I like this throw. I wish I had the end zone, the side angle. The side angle, Burrow throws this so early. And T makes a play. We got a spin move by Watt. Let's watch this again. Takes too long that it's ineffective. We got Gesicki giving Watt a little bit of something to think about, and then Mims gets his hands on him, controls him. Gesicki's going to be the check down underneath after chip help. Amarius Mims, chip help, and then check down. Mims controlling him from there. Big play to Jamar Chase off script, and we're getting to the final plays now. Flip it to the other side. I want to see this more. Amarius Mims with the chip, and then Mims getting out there, being very patient, hanging out. Nice play by Joe Burrow. So again, only a handful of plays that are true evaluation purposes. Let's watch Gesicki here against TJ Watt. All right. You don't see that too often. I believe this is the last one. And Burrow, man. Woo! Seeing eye touchdown. Threw a bunch of hands. Burrow's on fire. Let's watch it again, huh? Let's see what he does to 50. Landon Roberts. Looks right. You're going to move Roberts. Comes back left. We're going to get Roberts to come back left. And then we're going to switch it and come back. Throw right over his head between his hands. So that was the good clips. I mean, not every snap, especially for the offensive line, is an evaluation piece, right? Sometimes the ball's just out so quickly, there's nothing to see. But I thought Mims played well. And I looked up PFF's grading. I think they gave him a 74.5 for pass blocking, which is actually his career high. So this is good. It seems like he's on the right trajectory. He's getting better and better. Would I say he is the answer to TJ Watt, or we've got our kryptonite to TJ Watt? I would not, because I think it's just incredibly hard to block those guys for an entire game, and you better have some extra attention over there. But do I think we've got a guy that can at least neutralize him a little bit and, maybe with a little bit of extra attention, get you out of a game where you're not getting absolutely destroyed the way they have been for so long at that spot? Yeah, I definitely do it. I think Mims is on the right path. So while we're in evaluation mode, we're going to be looking at a lot of these guys, these pieces that are they going to be cornerstone players? Are they going to be more than just an average capable player? Can they be a Pro Bowler? Can they be someone you rely on for not just the next 4 or 5 years, but maybe 10 years? And I don't think we have the answer yet on Mims. We've got a lot of time before we even have to worry about contract extensions or anything like that. That can't happen until after year 3. We're just 13 games in, right? 12 games in. And so far, so good. I think we're happy with it. I think we're seeing continued progress, and that's all we could really ask for. The Bengals play Monday night against the Cowboys. I won't be there for the Jake and Joe post-game show, so I will have 2 film review episodes next week, but make sure you tune into the post-game show because they're giving away some Bengals Apple Watches, which I don't have them. I don't have any Apple products. I can't sell you on it. I just hear they're really cool and awesome. And so I guess that's reason to watch. But I assume you're going to watch anyways because Jake puts on a good show. First Star has a good program here. And hey, when I do the film reviews and we talk about player evaluation, hopefully we learn something together. And that's the goal. Until next time on Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, I'm your host, Joe. Evaluation mode. Let's go.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.